St Kilda returned to the Friday night stage for the first time in more than 2 years, and a giant challenge awaited. With skipper Jarryn Geary the catalyst, the Saints refused to take a backward step in a pulsating first half.
Patton runs into somebody big and he can't get away. Well, it's Geary actually, the skipper.
Cameos from Jade Gresham,
Who's down? Out the back door, Gresham, right foot snap.
Darren Minchington and Nathan Wright kept the Saints in touch before a final quarter to remember.
Has he kicked the goal? I think he has.
Seb Ross lifted.
Ross, when he takes a chance, he bent his back. That is a beautiful kick. That is a beautiful kick.
Blake Acres kicked truly under pressure. Jack Stephen weaved his magic to power the Saints to a 23-point victory.
Davis, he went for the all or nothing. Gave Jack Stevens the room. Kick around the body. The boy from Lord and Victoria. Jack Stevens has set the crowd alight.
Ross was a standout with 31 disposals, while Jimmy Webster continued his blistering start to the season. Jack Stephen was at his Trevor Barker winning best, while Billy Longer got the points in a battle with Shane Mumford. On the back of 2 consecutive wins, the Saints were full of confidence against the Blues. In what was at times a spiteful encounter, the Saints hung on to claim an important 9-point win. Jack Billings celebrated his 50th game in style with the best performance of his blossoming career.
Rewald's got an opportunity now. Gives the hand pass away to Billings. Billings gets his first goal.
The left footer was enormous with 30 disposals, 12 marks and 5 important goals.
Ross got it to Billings. Billings for number 5. Thank you very much.
Nathan Brown, Jack Steele and Jack Stephen were all pivotal, while it was Seb Ross who landed the killer blow.
Ross swings around now, onto the left boot, long and low, and straight.
The Saints' 3-game winning streak would be tested against one of the informed teams of the competition in round 9. Jack Nunes put his body on the line.
Big kick, ball, bypass Gresham, that was solid.
Jade Gresham had his kicking boots on, but ultimately the Saints were no match for the rampaging Swans. Nick Rewalt and Tim Membry did their best to stem the float.
Akers went to fly, Rewalt went to goal.
But John Longmire's men put their foot down after the main break. Billings was a shining light across half forward, while Seb Ross continued his strong form with 37 disposals. Another test awaited in round 10, with the reigning premiers looking to recapture their 2016 form. Jack Billings and Daniel McKenzie both goaled early.
And into the open goal. How good is that?
But it was Jake Stringer and his Bulldogs that gained control. Billy Longer dominated with 55 hitouts. Kobe Stevens fought hard against his old side, while Sam Gilbert continued his impressive form off halfback. But it was the Dogs' day, with Mav Weller's goal from the boundary one of the few highlights in a lacklustre second half from the Saints.
Bringing it back nicely. That is an excellent kick for goal.
After 2 disappointing performances, the mid-season bye provided Alan Richardson's men with an opportunity to regroup ahead of the second half of the campaign. After a week off to refresh, St Kilda travelled to Adelaide to face the ladder-leading Crows. Key forward Josh Bruce returned to Alan Richardson's side and was soon in the thick of the action. Seb Ross was in everything for the Saints, but the highlights were few and far between as the Crows dominated the opening half.
Billings sold the hand candy, now straightens on the left, and that is unbelievably creative.
Bruce continued to have an impact up forward, while Kobe Stevens shut down Rory Sloane, holding the Adelaide Star to his second lowest disposal count of the year. Saints skipper Jarryn Geary also stood tall in defence, keeping Eddie Betts quiet despite being under siege for most of the night.
Outmarked by Geary, good mark.
After returning to form a week earlier, Josh Bruce got the Saints off to the perfect start against North Melbourne.
On the way, it's online. Gee, it's good. Gee, it's good. Bruce bent it magnificently.
Desperate to end a 3-game losing streak, the Saints' pressure was back to its best early.
Turner did well, got it to Garner. Clark, clobbered, there it is again. Every time they touch it, the blue and white, there's a St Kilda player hanging off the back of him at the
Jack
moment.
Billings did his best to ignite the boys, denied not once but twice by the score review system.
He's done it again, this fella. He's kicked his third this time. Wow-wee. Could you believe that? In one game, one player has had 2 goal refusals.
The Kangaroos salvaged some respect late, but it wasn't enough to stop the Saints winning by 17 points.
45 metres out, the only goal of the quarter for St Kilda.
Once again, it was Seb Ross who stole the show in the middle, finishing with his 9th consecutive 30-possession haul. Veteran Lee Montagna silenced his critics with a vintage performance, amassing 28 disposals, while Jake Carlisle was a rock in defence.
The jump early by Carlisle was fantastic.